The ball is still on the wing. An intricate passage of play. 1, 2. It goes out of play. No. Al-Hilal still keeping the pressure up. But the long range shot once again goes off target. And Ruben Neves draws an applause from his manager, Simeone Inzaghi. Kobe Perry.
Yes.
I mean, Charlie, 2 shots on target already.
Wow. I'm impressed. They have obviously shown that this is not the first time they are meeting Real Madrid, and they've believed there's a sense of energy in their startup. We just believe that I hope they can keep this up. This first 3 minutes has been very, very impressive. They are taking the game to Real Madrid, and I think that is the way to do against these top oppositions of Europe. You need to take the game against them. You have nothing to lose anyways. It's not a big deal if Al-Hilal loses against Real Madrid, but it definitely will be a big deal if Al-Hilal would take a draw from this game or would eventually win this game.
So in our shot is head coach of Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso, who seems to be playing the 3-back system and not a 4-back as predicted on paper. And Garcia passes that ball to Hoisin. Once again, the ball goes diagonal, goes long, and looks like we are going to see a lot more of those diagonal switches of play. But great tackle, Jude Bellingham wins that one. It's a throw-in for Real Madrid. Will it be quickly taken? Jude Bellingham takes it all the way back to Garcia, back to Jude Bellingham, takes on his man, holds on to the ball wonderfully. He's surrounded by 3 blue shirts. Goes all the way back. Aurelien Chouameni. And the ball is being spread. Will he go wide? Does he take the shot? And that is on target, but lacks the power that should have come with Bono, the Moroccan international. Will save that all day long.
Well, that's Real Madrid's first attempt. At least now they would have gotten that out of their system. But it's interesting when you watch their shape. You know, attempts ago, the team looked lopsided. And then you had Trent Alexander-Arnold and Rodrigo trying to isolate down the right-hand side. But they couldn't really, use those angles well. You see Rodrigo on the ball again, and who's trying to give them some width, of course, supported by Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I guess it will take time for some of these ideas to crystallize and form, because it's a new manager. These guys have done things in a certain way in the last few years. They are trying to learn new things. Xabi Alonso himself is trying to understand the workings of a big job like the Real Madrid coaching job. It is probably the biggest coaching job in world football. So much pressure, so much anticipation. You are always reminded of the high expectations. Cup will be a Real Madrid, because now it's a chance for them to try a lot of the ideas in a competitive setting. Yes, it will hurt them if they don't win, but at least it offers them the chance to try ideas in a setting that will test their ideas, and they can ideas as they go along before the main season starts.
All right, so here's Koulibaly, who goes wide, and Al-Hilal trying to be brave early, and that is Asensio with a covering tackle for Real Madrid. The players fall back, but it's Renan Lodi to take the throw-in for Al-Hilal. This is going to be a big match. Captain of the night, Fede Valverde, trying to organize the men back in retreat. But the long throw taken is Lodi. Ball ping-pongs around, and Real Madrid have a chance to break. But I think the recovery is there. But referee whistles. I think there's an earlier infringement. Who's down? Is it Valverde? Looks like a head injury. And the medical staff will be called onto the field. Xabi Alonso must be worried. Kobe.
Well, as Nathan was speaking about how competitive the Club World Cup is being, I took a notice of something that I've noticed from all the other matches that I've seen so far. I was feeling it was lacking the sort of intensity a normal competition would definitely have. But in the trajectory of seeing Inter Milan, Manchester City, and Real Madrid play for 8 minutes, I feel like they are not backing down from the competition. And I draw it from the essence of the fact that they went trophyless, and then they would rather win this to at least appease the fans for the meantime before they get into preseason proper. But it is not short of competition, because we have seen tackles go in here and there from the first 10 minutes or almost 8 minutes that we have seen so far. It looks like the intensity is there in this particular game.
All right, the intensity is all right. We've done 8 minutes exactly. Real Madrid versus Al-Hilal. This looks like it will be very interesting because Al-Hilal themselves have switched to a 3-back system. They have the wing backs hugging the touch lines, both touch lines. Koulibaly with the ball, he decides to go wide to a wing back, and the ball is headed out of him, and they will restart the attack with a throw in. Ball goes back once again for Hilal. João Cancelo is very, very advanced in his role. I think what Milinkovic-Savic brings to this team is priceless, together with Ruben Neves. That pair in the middle of the pitch will make a big difference. But ball is floated in. That is a great chance. And the first goal, no. That is a shot off target. I mean, should have worked the goalkeeper at the very least. I mean, it was lucky break, half a chance, a snapshot, but it fails to hit the target. What a chance. I mean, when you're playing against the likes of Real Madrid, you will rule missed opportunities like this, Nathan.
Yeah, you have to take them. You won't get these opportunities often. Real Madrid are still trying to settle down. Al-Hilal look like a team that's more fluid, a team that's more coherent. So you'd expect them to take those opportunities. Especially as when you look at Al-Hilal's bench, it's not like they have, I mean, no disrespect to the players they have on the bench, but the bench only has Saudi Arabian players. It's not like they've got players of other nationalities who can bring extra quality. So when they don't take these chances and they have to make changes, the level of quality will drop. And Real Madrid do have options on that bench. So Al-Hilal will have to take some of these opportunities very quickly and put themselves in a good position. But goalless after 10 minutes, as I said, it will take Real Madrid time to settle. If Al-Hilal want to get anything, it will be better they take their chances now and leave Real Madrid with a lot more work to do when they eventually settle.
All right, this Real Madrid team looks like it lacks a bit of chemistry, and Al-Hilal are firmly in contention, but here's Fran Garcia on the overlap. Ball goes back by many. He finds his man, and it's at pedestrian pace back to Tchouaméni at the moment. Goes all the way to Vinny Jr., who's very, very pinned to the wing. Tchouaméni in the heart of everything that's happening right now. Hoisin, he finds Rodrigo. He takes on his man. He's double marked, and he loses of the ball as a result. I think Rodrigo will have to step it up a little bit because this Hilal team looks like they are confident of their movement. But that is a short pass. And Gonzalo Garcia could not reach that. He lashed onto it, but I think he overhit it for a goal kick to Al-Hilal. Kobe.
Yes.
I mean, it's been 11 minutes, still KG.
Very.
And we see the big man Perez in our shot. Roberto Baggio.
He looks.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Roberto Baggio somewhere in the shot. VIP stand.
I could see Florentino Perez look somewhat perturbed by the start of Real Madrid. If you're a Real Madrid fan, I think you should be, because the cohesion in the first 12 minutes is not that premium like what you would expect from a top-class team like Real Madrid. It looks like they are trying to advance into what Xabi Alonso is bringing on board. I see they trying to fight back, just like they bring back down the defense, and when they on the attack, they do the 3-back. And obviously, Alexander Arnold goes on after he get past. So it looks like that is what we are trying to see Madrid do in this particular game, and I think it will take some time before they gel into that particular system. Yeah. The diagonal passes, as you mentioned earlier, the popular Xabi Alonso diagonal passes, intricate there, you could see it. I think it will take some time. Let's just give them a few games, and when they settle into it, I think we will see some fluidity in that score.
All right, so game will restart. I think there's a free kick to Al-Hilal. The player still lying on the turf. Will require some medical attention. But Rodrigo and Vinny have been quite anonymous so far in the first quarter of an hour. It's like must be what in times like this. It's imperative that you put something past them. They need to get a goal, probably enhance their chances of one. There was no foul there. I think he was it in the box? I think he must have been claiming a penalty. The arguments will go on the bench. But at the end of the day, the scoreline is Real Madrid 0, Al-Hilal 0. The first group game for Real Madrid. Will they be able to rise to the occasion? Because we've seen what the likes of PSG already have done in this competition. They seem to be a cut above the rest. A different level altogether. And a 4-0 drubbing in their first game was enough to convince all of us that they were in for serious business. So game has restarted. Real Madrid are quick. Here's Vinny Jr. with a big chance, but he goes down. Referee is booking him for simulation. Vinny, in argument with the referee, I think he got to the ball first, pushed it away, but was expecting the tackle. So it was first to the ball, but did the player make contact? No, there was no contact. I think that was Koulibaly coming across. There was no contact. Yellow card for Vinicius. And I think that is a correct decision, Nathan.
Yeah, it was. Good decision. You know, sometimes when you are in that position, you are expecting a tackle. So you are hoping that it comes and then, but it didn't happen. I think it's been flagged offside. I don't know if the yellow card still stands. I think it does still stand, even though he was flagged offside. That's a needless yellow card. I am of the belief that you cannot be getting needless cards at this point of the game, because now you are wondering if an opportunity.
There's another
like
tackle. Referee asked Vinny to get to his feet, and it looks like something that's been a part of his play for a while.
He has to learn to stay on his feet, you know, and try to use his advantage. He's quick, he's skillful. I think that he should know how to ride a lot of these tackles and get himself in advantageous positions. If not, you are always playing on the edge. You're always walking on a tightrope. He's already on a yellow. Just imagine if he makes a bad decision and he has to get sent off. That leaves Real Madrid in a far more complicated position. So he has to watch that. But I guess for Al-Hilal, that's a little bit of a warning. They need to be very wary of Real Madrid's threats in attack, and they will have to be very aware of those threats.
I think they're very much alive in the central areas of defense. And I think towards everything, Real Madrid will probably throw at them in that direction until Madrid are able to find a safe passage. Probably a set piece, corner kick, free kick, anything of the sort. But here's Thibaut Courtois stepping up. And already there are a few imprints of Xabi Alonso on this team, because he loves his goalkeepers to be ball playing, be the sweeper, keeper, the spare center back if the need arises. A long overhead pass from Trent to Rodrigo. It will be shepherded up excellently by Koulibaly, and Rodrigo still yet to make an impact in this game, Kobe Perry.
Obviously, I would definitely want to see more from that Al-Hilal midfield. I can see Ruben Neves going for all the attacks, going for all the air balls, but I don't see any telepathy in between the 6 and the 8 on the midfielders of Al-Hilal. They are losing almost every air ball. Real Madrid are always first to all the second balls, and it looks like they are going into the game. As I said, give them 15 minutes. They definitely know what they are about right now in a competitive game. They are working with a strategy, a new strategy, and this is the first time they are in a competitive game with that particular strategy. And it looks like they have gotten into their rhythm after the 15 minutes, and then Real Madrid have the game on their hands now.
All right, so we have the game on their hands now. It's Sporty FM 106.1 megahertz. We are currently having a watch along, and there's a Guinness Smooth sponsoring or partnering this event. It's the GCTU forecourt. We are here having a fun time and watching as these two teams try to permeate across, and that is a great pass, one-on-one. That is the first goal. Renan Lodi. Was there a trace of offside?
Well,
he was offside. But that was an intricate bit of play. I think the VAR will look at it. Oh, miles offside. The pass was a bit delayed. Trent Alexander-Arnold stepping up at the right time. Simeone Inzaghi lofts his hands in celebration only to realize the flag was, but that should be a warning sign for Real Madrid, Nathan.
It should be. I thought that I thought that Al-Hilal broke down that side a bit too quickly and a bit too easily for me. But the thing though is that when the play breaks like that, you can easily get caught offside because the midfielder is trying to find you at a perfect time. You are hoping to hold your run. You are a little impatient. You just want to go, and that's when a very smart defense, as we saw in that sequence, will get you in that offside trap, and you get flagged. And these days, it's very easy to spot the offside. Automatic, semi-automatic offside technologies.
Great passage of play down the wing, and ball is floated in once again, but this time it's headed out. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I have a feeling that Al-Hilal will try to explore a lot more of that side, Rodrigo and Trent's end. They've already done it, I think, a few times. I suspect they will attempt.
I think with the role of Trent, vetting as a midfielder, he always leaves that gap that should be exploited one way or another. But they are quick to get on him. But I actually admire the way this Al-Hilal side draws back in defense. They seem to be a very well-drilled side, a bit more team chemistry than Real Madrid at the moment. And they seem to understand and cover for each other. Is that Jude Bellingham? Ball is laid across. It is Garcia. Oh, man. Gonzalo Garcia with that opportunity. A left-footed shot. Should have worked the goalkeeper. Should have hit the target. But then again, he fluffs his attempt. As my man Kosi will say, the worst shot in football history. Another pass down the same wing for Al-Hilal. Trent Alexander-Arnold receiving some support. Milinkovic-Savic trying to dictate the tempo in the middle of the pitch. Receives the ball again. Al-Hilal holding on to possession. Can they penetrate? Can they find a route? And here we go. Ball goes wide. Excellent spell of play for them. Aurelien Tchouameni on the cover for Real Madrid, having to put in a real shift this time. But it's Renan Lodi and Salem on the wing, causing all the havoc for Al-Hilal. Kobe.
Obviously, I sense blood. I sense blood on that angle of Rodrigo and Trent. The inverted is not helping so far. First 20 minutes, and the Al-Hilal team is obviously exploiting that particular right wing of the Real Madrid attack. When they are on an attack and they transition into a 3-back, and then Arnold takes the inverted role. It is not easy for Rodrigo, who is already on the attacking run, to draw back to cover for him because Arnold moves into the midfield role after the inverted. And definitely Salem is exploring a particular angle. It's making Orange Tchouameni also need to fall back into defensive duties a lot because they will definitely on the defensive side when the attack that prove any futile.
All right, so corner kick for Al-Hilal. Swung in at the near post, but it's swept out of danger. And Bono will come all the way to pick it and relaunch the ball forward wide. And Al-Hilal seems to be making use really well in the middle of the pitch. They are outnumbering Real Madrid, but it's been an impressive first 20 minutes for them against the European Giants. Nobody gave them that chance. We all thought they would have been whitewashed and maybe a couple of goals down by now. But this is the watch party at the GCTU, sponsored by Guinness, and the Club World Cup for the also sponsored by Through land. Passage of play started again. Al-Hilal on the ball. Have 3 men in the box. We have a crossing. To the wing. Still there. Jao Cancelo. 10 man inside out. Across the sport. And the oh, that is poor hit, poor technique, Nathan. And it goes all the way.
Yeah, it was rushed. The ball is approaching you. You want to quickly hit it because it's dropped. But once you don't catch it well, it's always going off time. And you could see that's the semi-automatic
offside
detector telling us that Lodi was offside. So that the officials got that decision spot on. So that's good. But you can tell that teething problems. Real Madrid are trying to understand each other. Look, you can work out all the sequences on a training pitch, but in a game, you realize that there's still chemistry issues because players are falling into old habits. There's opposition pressing you. You have to make decisions under pressure. It will take a while before all of this settles down, and I'm sure Xabi Alonso understands that. I'm happy he has these opportunities in the Club World Cup to test a lot of the new principles. What you don't want is to now have a campaign to test them out, because by the time it settles, the campaign probably would have gone away from you. So let's just see what he will do with this Club World Cup. Let's just see how he can get the principles to stick and get the players to understand what it is he's teaching them. We will see a few jerky moments.
What a chance for Al-Hilal. Ball is cut back beautifully, but the tackle is timely.
Moments like these.
It's
see
timely.
Moments like these where Real Madrid will get turned over.
Already that covering tackle for Real Madrid, but that was a sweet pass. Lashed onto the cutting, but just too long on the ball, and Chouameni is able to clear safely. So Huijsen and Asensio seem to have a bit of a communication lapse, I think.
Again, chemistry problems. Dean Housen is a new signing. He just joined. And I always say that no matter how well the training session looks, you can never compare it to a game. You will find communication lapses and all of that.
Of course.
So corner thing, but it's headed out for that corner. And you notice that Huijsen started on the right side of defense, the right side of the centre-back pairing, but has moved to the left. Asensio has switched. Obviously, a few communication lapses, and Nathan rightly put it. Team chemistry is lacking seriously with this Real Madrid squad. Kobe.
With regards to, I see both on attack, when it comes to the Real Madrid team, there's a lot of nature. There's a compact midfield that I see when they are on the transition. So when you are playing on the transition back, and then there's 5 midfielders between for this when on the transition. Do that or play a diagonal. They have tried it out 3 times. None of them worked. So trying to pass the ball between Orange, Trent. They have Fede Valverde, and they have Vinicius on the far left. These transitional passes between 5 midfielders is not working at all. Because definitely we have Koulibaly trying to cut in. We have João Neves trying to cut in. Cancelo also on right back duties as well. And the interceptions are definitely working on behalf of Al-Hilal. At this point in time, there's no telepathy between the players of the Real Madrid. Obviously, the first time we are seeing a Real Madrid like this with these. So for the benefit of the doubt, you the excuse or the pardon. But for the first 27 minutes, it has not worked for them. Nothing has worked for Real Madrid so far.
And use this. Let me add that they still haven't found somebody to replicate Toni Kroos and whatever it is he gave them. They are still struggling to have a midfield controller. So they've tried all kinds of mixes, even from Carlo Ancelotti's last season. They haven't found that person. I don't know if somebody to give them tempo, somebody to control the midfield. They are still struggling to get that. So it will take a while for them to figure things out. It's either you have 2 people doing that, or they split those duties amongst different players in the build-up. So it will be quite interesting to see how Xabi Alonso resolves that problem, because it is a big problem for Real Madrid.
All right, so the game is at a very pedestrian pace. It's slowed down a bit. Al-Hilal, I would say, are in charge with 55% possession so far. After 29 minutes, they've had 4 corner kicks and a shot on target. But here's a long searching ball for Real Madrid. It's interrupted. This is Koulibaly, who has been an absolute stalwart in defense for them tonight. Really solid team so far. And Real Madrid will look to keep the attack on. Luka Modric looking pensively at proceedings from the touchline. But Nathan, do you think his experience will come to bear, will be needed at some point in the game?
Well, I mean, now it's too early to tell. They will definitely need him, assuming they take a lead and they need somebody to control the game, somebody to calm things down and give them tempo, or they are chasing the game and they need somebody to constantly give them rhythm and to be passing the ball forward for the attackers to feed on. So I think he'll get his minutes a little later. For now, it's 29, almost 30 minutes. Xabi Alonso will look at these first 30 minutes. The players, you can tell that they are also struggling. The temperatures, the heat is quite intense for them. Players are getting cooled off with the towels and all. I suspect that's why Real Madrid haven't really found their gear, because a lot of them are having to play in this heat. On the contrary, Al-Hilal players play in this heat almost all year round, so they are not too bothered by the intensity. You can see that they are the more side, they are the more potent side, they look more comfortable. Real Madrid are struggling. One, due to the weather, 2 chemistry issues and all. So it will take a while for Real Madrid to get going. But again, they'll look at this and say, this is almost like a preseason. We expected these hiccups to show up. Let's ride them as they go along, and eventually things should smoothing themselves out.
All right, hopefully everything should smoothen out. Real Madrid, the worst of the two, teams. It's a cooling break after 30 minutes. That has been the pattern so far in this Club World Cup. Real Madrid have other games coming up in their group. They will face Salzburg and Pachuca from Mexico. This is a game they would feel they should have under their belts, but they have not given the quality we expected. Nathan pointing out all the right reasons, the heat being a factor, team chemistry. They seem not to know each other well. And I think Simeone Inzaghi smells an opportunity for an upset Kobe Perry.
Yes, obviously, there were a few sliding doors moments in that particular first 30 minutes where Al-Hilal, I believe, Al-Hilal should have taken their chances with regards to those particular opportunities. But let's look forward to the end of the game and see whether they don't rule those particular opportunities that they missed. When you play against Madrid, you need to take every chance, even the chances that are not considered as big chances. You need to be able to get the best out of them. I hope they'll be able to do that in the remaining 15 minutes of the first half, and then see where the game takes.
All right, so 8 shots to 2 in favor of Al-Hilal so far after the first half hour, and they would be ruining those missed opportunities. They should have had the lead at the very least. But here's Rodrigo. Goes in field. Real Madrid looking to add a bit more tempo to the game. Vinicius Jr. one-on-one against Malcolm, doing a wonderful job defending. And here's Tchouaméni again. I think he's being trusted with a big responsibility. Xabi Alonso trying to bring the beast out in Tchouaméni. Rodrigo beats his man and hits that shot. What an opportunity. Snapshot, nobody saw that coming, but goes slightly above the crossbar. But look at how he just sweeps into it. Excellent technique, slightly high, but Bono will see that out. He had it covered all the way through, Nathan.
I like the fact that Rodrigo tried something different, right? When you can't beat your man, you can't take him down the byline to cross. If you can't get the space behind him, try something different, cut in and see what you can do. And I guess Real Madrid will have to do a lot of that in this early phase of trying to understand each other, trying to feel out the chemistry. When, the patterns aren't working, somebody tries something out of the ordinary, a little out of pattern or out of the planned rhythm, just to see what they can do. I noticed they play isolate Rodrigo Rodrigo out wide to see what he can get. Clearly, he's had a lot of work, or he will have a lot of work to do in terms of trying to come in, beat his man, and all of those things. What I would expect is to have Trent close to him to give him something, but these unpredictable moves, coming in centrally, creating a chance, creating a shot, that's what they must try.
Great opportunity for Real Madrid, and that is the first goal. Gonzalo they have a very, very sleek move on the counter-attack. Broke away, and the passes were fluid. They were quick. And the last ball almost missed his man, but Rodrigo with the assist put it up for Gonzalo, who chips it wonderfully past Bono for the first goal against the play. But this is how it all started. Excellent drive to the middle. Madrid had the ball. Vinicius Jr. It was late to Rodrigo, who found that inch-perfect pass onside. No questions of offside. But Fede Valverde with that touch to Rodrigo goes across the face of goal, and a mystery. It was a miscue,
you know.
But
straight enough, it was
so probably would have played the ball as a grounder.
Yes, if he had caught it first, Bono was saving that.
And it looks like the issue with Gonzalo Garcia is confidence. He is very, very jittery when he has the opportunity. He lacks the sense of confidence. He feels he's indecisive on what to do with it at his feet, and that's that source of jitteriness. He got lucky there on that particular count.
Well, he got lucky by the goal,
obviously.
And Al-Hilal will once again turn the tempo up. Renan Lodi on the wing for them has been devastating, but we haven't seen an end product yet. He reached that ball, but is intercepted again. Aurelien Tchouameni, the heart of affairs, working overtime. And Trent Alexander for once. Of individual battles all over the pitch, but that is Gonzalo Garcia. That goal give him some confidence, Kobe Perry.
It should give him some confidence. I need to commend Rodrigo on that particular pass. He was on the defensive duty, and then he joined the attack as well, and then he made that. He's really, really understanding what it means for Arnold to do the inverted. Definitely covering up for him on all the times, and definitely helping out on the attack as well. Good work there by.
Good work by Rodrigo Guez. Is hoisting, going to Fran Garcia, and in the heart of midfield, the orchestrator is Aurelien Tchouameni. He goes left to the wide area. Real Madrid still have possession of the ball. Al-Hilal have retreated. Very compact in defense, forcing Real Madrid to go wide. Here's Rodrigo on the wing, hugging the touchline. Trent inverting to the midfield position. Is Hoyson, who threads you a chance, an opportunity. Cracks it wide. First touch. Ball got away from him. And I think Nathan mentioned that history, Garcia, despite the goal, he hasn't really had a good first touch all game. Should have had a couple of shots, flubbed the earlier one. And these are chances Real Madrid should, because our Hilal team is not one you can underestimate. They will move into that formation and they will attack. Trying to favor Renan Lodi, who has been very impressive. Comes all the way back. Kalidou Koulibaly, stalwart in defense for them, and they will drive forward. This is our Hilal team trying to carve away from interception. Milinkovic tries to lay it across, and Thibaut Courtois will hit it long. Here's Real Madrid with an opportunity to attack, but ball is lost. Dean Hoyson comes all the way to Jude Bellingham, who has really put in a shift in midfield. Rodrigo, he's double marked, tries to turn around. Ball is hit out of play, but that will be a throw-in. Because the game looked very even. For a while, Real Madrid had that breakaway, and that's what teams with quality do to you. I mean, on the counter-attack, devastating, get a goal. Al-Hilal deflated. Basibagi will definitely think he has a chance on this one. The replay clearly inside, and that was an surgically precise pass from Rodrigo.
Absolutely useless. Then again, penalty. Al-Hilal. Just speaking, Al-Hilal won a penalty. But remember, this is brought to us proudly by Guinness. We're having a good time right here at the Ghana Technology Communication Unit inside Tessano in the capital. This is proudly brought to you by Guinness. But just as we're speaking, Al-Hilal have a penalty.
Well, I think David, and that is a very careless tackle. Was it Asensio? That was a careless tackle. I mean, you don't grab at a man like that. It's an absolutely, it's just a schoolboy error at this stage of the game. You don't expect that from a Real Madrid defender. But captain of the side stands behind the ball, is confident enough. He will take this. Al-Dassari will take this. Is Ruben Neves, has he gone for the ball? Okay, so Ruben Neves versus Thibaut Courtois. Ruben Neves in the number 8 jersey stands confidently behind the ball against Thibaut Courtois. Ruben Neves, does he have the metal? Referee ensuring the 18-yard box is cleared of any encroachment. Ruben Neves steps up, short run up. Thibaut Courtois, Ruben Neves plants it firmly. And that is a confident penalty. And I think Al-Hilal truly deserve this equalizer.
I'm only surprised that we have some Al-Hilal fans right here at the Ghana GCTU. Al-Hilal fans. Do we have some Al-Hilal fans in the building? The fans are cheering. Al-Hilal fans. Useless.
Agenda must agenda.
Well,
Ghana has Al-Hilal fans.
I'm tempted to think they are Barcelona fans. The Barcelona fans are in disguise tonight. They are all in Al-Hilal just, but what a penalty. Well executed. Goes to the goalkeeper's left. And I think there's no way. The technique was brilliant.
I heard somebody say in the stands that they sent Courtois back to Belgium. All the way from the United States of America. And then again, I mean, but Eustace, I mean, you spoke about the teams being even. And you look across the tournament, and I think the theme of the tournament has been the big teams coming in to shut their stuff. Even having to go to second their games with moments of quality. And the relatively small teams, puffing and puffing, not getting in. But Al seem to be on course to get some drum.
Been better of the two teams, terms of play, in very, very impressive first half from them. They've created the most. They've been great in defense. Apart from that one time they were found out. Been great in midfield, but overall, I do think they're on the balance of play. But here's Al-Hilal again, who will exploit that. It's Alexander Arnold, but this Renan Lodi hits that shot, but is misplaced, and Real Madrid have the opportunity to restart the attack. Tchouaméni asks for the ball, receives it, goes wide. It's Frank Garcia, who has been very, very industrious. Vinicius Jr. has been a bit anonymous in the last 10 minutes or so. Tchouaméni again with the ball. This watch party is proudly brought to you by Guinness. And we are here having an absolute blast. But here's Vinicius Jr. He lays that ball and it's shepherded out of play once again for a goal kick. I think during the halftime break, we are 2 minutes away from halftime, but during the halftime break, Xabi Alonso will have a lot to say to his charges. Rodrigo has come alive in the latter part of the first half, but Vinny, I think, with a few acts of simulation, I mean, that aside, he's been out of the question. I mean, sometimes I even forget he's still on the pitch. But Bono will relaunch the attack for Al-Hilal. Goes long. They've tried a variety of options. They've tried to play out from the back. But they are mixing it up and are going to give Real Madrid one for their money. But Asensio, in the heart of defense, with all his experience, you wouldn't expect tackle.
Unfortunately, with that particular time, the ball that was supposed to be defended by Garcia, he went in to help, and then definitely, and when he lost the ball, he unfortunately made that schoolboy error by holding the at both hands, and the referee was right there in the spot. Vinicius has been quite anonymous in the course. Everything is going through Trent and the angle on the right angle. Reason why the left has been, and Vinicius Jr. has been quite isolated in this particular game. I think a few touches from him, and he has opportunity now, intercepted clearly by that. Everything is starting on the right side where Trent Alexander-Arnold is in the 3-back position. He makes the pass and then moves into the inverted position. So the left side or the left angle has been left bare where Frank Garcia and Vinicius Jr. They are quite isolated on that score.
Wow. Great passage of play from Al-Hilal. And once again, they go wide after creating so much room for Renan Lodi. He approaches the ball and is always quick on the overlap. Goes all the way back to Koulibaly, who will find his defensive partner. The ball goes to the defense, stays with the defense, I should say. And Koulibaly is steering affairs. Milinkovic-Savic, together with Ruben Neves, pushing up, receiving that ball. A few shouts of goal, goal, goal in the background. I think the guys here would want another one before halftime. But we are 1 minute into time added on after the first 45 minutes. It's 5 minutes of injury time to be played. End of the first half, Al-Hilal confident enough, stroking the ball around, finding the right passes. It goes once again to Lodi. Lodi cuts in, asks for the pass again, and that is a brilliant shot. That from Salem, who made that inward run, a 1-2 that opened Real Madrid up. And great technique, but he was just shy of the post. Should have bent it over. But Salem has been brilliant on the overlap. What a chance for the young man. So that will be a corner. I think it took a deflection on his way out. So that will be a corner kick for Al-Hilal. All right, so Thibaut Courtois will take that easily. Poorly hit corner. Real Madrid will attempt to hit them on the counter-attack again, as they did for the first goal. Here's Vinicius Jr. with that early pass.
That was the worst pass in football history.
Once again, you hear that.
Absolutely terrible pass.
The worst pass in football history. If that had gone through, I think Gonzalo Garcia would have been clear on goal. But this is Al-Hilal, who are confidently restarting. And the way they transition to a 3-back system when they are on the front foot is a beauty to behold. Real Madrid trying to press from the top. But they are outplayed again, outpassed. They retreat back into midfield. And I think the temperatures are having a very, very adverse effect. Al-Hilal seem to be used to this level of humidity. Ball goes back to Bono. They are picking and choosing to attack. Very, very comfortable. It's hit right to the middle. loses that ball, and that will be a throw into Al-Hilal. Because this has been a very, very good exhibition in Inzaghi's team. He's just a job, but it looks like there's a lot of team chemistry in there.
Absolutely. I mean, when a coach understands his system and he meets a lot of quality players, it's easy for them to assimilate and play that system. And Al-Hilal have a lot of quality within their ranks. And I believe this will do a great deal of good to Saudi football. I mean, there has been a lot of criticism about the fact that it is a league where players go just to make the big bucks. But Al-Hilal have given a very good account of themselves in this particular fixture. They've dominated possession. Real Madrid, under Xabi, who is looking to stamp his authority on this team, have their swashbuckling. But then Al-Hilal are actually favorites in this particular.
All right, so there you have it. Al-Hilal trying to get their noses in front right before the break. This is Malcolm, who has been threatening Frank Garcia all afternoon. But it's Dean Hoyce who's under pressure. He manages to clear that ball. Tempo of the game has, but Real Madrid will try to find those moments of brilliance that will make this game. Trent Alexander-Arnold drifting from right back into the defensive midfield area. Strings a few passes around. Brilliant Chouameni. Back to Trent. And that's the whistle go for the half. Yes, it does. Great ball played in the first 45. The Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, USA. At the Club World Cup. Xabi Alonso with a lot of pep talk to come. Kobe Perry. Excellent, yes. 45 minutes.
Obviously, excellent 45 minutes. A good exploit from both teams. Both coaches would have to say. I think Simeone Inzaghi will be the most of the two because he definitely put their front foot forward. They are spearheading attack. They are controlling the affairs of this particular game. In as much as they went down, they came back into the game and definitely pushing for the win. Definitely Simeone Inzaghi didn't come to meet too many changes in the player setup, so he's definitely comfortable. He's working with what he has. Alonso came into the team with some new setups and definitely new Real Madrid are seeing. They are seeing, I think, this particular is where it is not going well, and definitely try to intercede on that score and then make it better.
Well, they have trusted Aurelien Chouameni with
to control affairs of the midfield.
But that hasn't worked to perfection. Those wide balls have not found Vinicius Junior. It's 40. 6 and 2 mega inside the room. Kumasi swimming on X at Sporty FM score, and on Facebook at MC Kobe Perry. Few predictions and opinions from the guys.
We're here at the Ghana Communications Technology University. I think my boys are enjoying their Guinness Smooth. Yes, enjoying their Guinness Smooth, of course. Time here with Guinness Smooth and Sporty FM. We're viewing the Al-Hilal versus Real Madrid. First 45 minutes. Sir, please, what are your thoughts on the first 45 minutes?
Oh, Madrid, them shower.
Oh, you say Madrid? How Madrid? Please speak in.
Expecting more. But according to how they are playing, see that. Oh, Charlie, this one they are unfair.
You are not impressed at all.
No. And honestly, I'm play against. I'm Barca fan. You understand?
You are part of the Against Supporters Union. But you are not impressed with Madrid showing in the first half. You came to do against. Why are you thinking about Madrid? You should be happy.
You see, after all, we are in Spain. You understand? So
we're expecting that Madrid will project that Spanish football.
Exactly. Exactly. So, like, they should work on their play. Bob.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for that particular one. Sir, I saw. Oh no, why are you guys running away? Oh, Charlie. Hello, sir. I would like to take your thoughts. I see you in an jersey. All right. So kindly get the mic. Yes. What impression this particular game? It's against the Saudi side. It's in the Club World Cup. Impressed generally by the Club World Cup, the show and so.
Well, I'm a Madrid fan, though.
Madrid fan.
Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't blame. I wouldn't blame them so much.
Okay.
I mean, it's a new
team, new setup, new coach.
New coach, new tactics, and all that.
All right.
So I wouldn't blame them that
So
much.
you're saying we should give them time?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Were you impressed?
I wouldn't. Well. Yeah.
You were impressed?
Yeah. I was impressed.
Do you think this
Given-
particular
given-
system
given-
is
given
working
the
for
fact
them?
that- given the fact that they are a
New setup.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. For that, and then even going ahead to score.
The first goal.
First goal. Yeah. For that, I'll give it to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm expecting more.
Expecting more from this person.
Yeah. From the second half, I'm expecting more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you expect any changes you want to see in this?
The error that what's the name? The defender.
Raul Sensio?
Yes. The error that he committed. That is a no.
It's a schoolboy error.
Schoolboy error.
And you think he should be taken out because of that?
Yeah, you should take him out.
What's your option?
Maybe you should bring in maybe an experienced defender.
Rudiger?
Rudiger, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Rudiger.
Okay.
So I expect him to make some changes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thoughts. Thank you. All right. So I'm here. I'm here with, I think, the organizer for GCTU. Oh man, I don't know how I'm used to GTUC, so I always get it confused. But definitely, MCKK, what were your impressions by the first half?
All right, thank you. Thank you, Coach. Yes, so far so good. So far so good. I think it was okay. So far so good. I think it was okay. If you look at the way Real Madrid was playing, it feels like the second half there was going to be a build-up.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. The first half wasn't bad. You know, you should fear the second half because that's going to be the end. The first half is just, let's say, we learn lessons from what happens in the first half, and then the second half we build up on our mistakes. I think some positive feedback from Real Madrid coming into the second half. Yeah, so far so good. I think it's an interesting game. Yes, it's
All
an
right.
interesting
I
game.
think would have a different idea because I saw him jubilating for the chance that thing, jubilating for the goal. You don't need to say, but I can see red, blue, yellow on your face. Like I don't know why, but something tells me you're a Barca fan. Something just tells me you're a Barca fan. Talk to me.
I think you should build a church because you.
Forza Barca.
Of
Oh
course.
man,
I'm a proud killer.
I just can see
My
with
brother-
that smile on your face. Definitely you're a Barca fan.
Of course, my brother here is a man, and that's why I was positive.
Okay.
About them. But told the guys around were saying that Madrid is not playing to their best. Like
Obviously.
they are playing with Asante Kotoko. You know that. Yeah.
I heard someone say a star one team. They are playing against a star one
The
team.
same
and-
person said that.
and
At least I was expecting at least 2-3 goals from Madrid.
you expect more from Madrid.
Of course.
Some have said, I've been online, some it is because one, heat conditions, two, new team, new system, new setup, and three, maybe because they are not really in that mode to play on this particular, and the fact that they do not get too competitive. There's a new season coming. If you get an injury, you might not come back early for the new setup. That is why they are not putting in their best. Do you think these excuses, quotes, these excuses in quotes, are valid for the Madrid team?
Hell Oh no, because they claim they are the best team in the world. So regardless of wherever you find yourself, you should always
Exactly.
put out
So
your
if they
best.
claim they are the best, they should show their best.
Exactly. So
Thank you
please,
very much.
I mean, they suck.
Yes. Unfortunately, we can use the S word on radio. All right. So we have cool on that one. Still taking the Ghana Education Technology University here. Oh, don't move away from me. Don't move away from me. Oh, don't do that. All right, sir. I'd like to pick your thoughts on Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Kindly pick your thoughts. Okay, sir. I want to pick your thoughts. How did you see the first game? The first half of the game. How did you see it? It was normal. Kindly speak into the mic.
Normal.
It was normal for you. Did you enjoy the game? On the full scale, regardless of Al-Hilal, regardless of Real Madrid, did you enjoy the game? 45 minutes of football, did you enjoy?
No.
You didn't?
No.
What are you expecting to be able to enjoy this particular game?
A higher paced game.
They should add up the pace.
Yeah.
All right. You want to see more intensity, more competitive nature of the game, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like a lot of people are on that same tangent as well. It looks like a lot of people are on that same tangent as well. Thank you very much for your thoughts, sir. Sir, I would like to see. I will just give you your open thoughts about the Club World Cup. First, who do you support?
Well, I think when it comes to Club World Championship, they normally underestimate African teams.
Yes.
And I think African teams are performing.
Yes.
For me, I think.
For the game with that Casablanca against Man City, were you impressed by the?
I think it was okay.
It was okay.
I think Africa has come to an age that those days they do underestimate African teams.
Obviously.
Now, African teams are performing.
Yes.
And I think it's good for African players. It gives them a certain value.
Obviously.
That we are competing with the European and Asian, market as well.
Sure.
That's the angle that I look at.
All right. Thank you very much on that score.
All right.
A lot of people have said in conversations that they believe that the African team should be giving more available spots. So I think we have 4 spots now. They feel like we should our sports margin so that a lot more teams, maybe 6, will be involved. Now the reason is they feel that if everybody is being given the opportunity influx a lot of the teams from their particular continent into, like Europe has a lot of teams, the Oceania, the South America, the Americas are involving a lot of teams. So they feel like if African football is definitely being represented, we should give in available spots. If we have the larger number of spots, then we have a better probability of winning. Do you agree with that particular narrative?
For me, I think so. If you watch this particular match,
yes,
you see how the players were playing against the Madrid team.
Yes,
you could
with
see,
no fear,
agency.
urgency.
There was no fear. The players are very strong. They can run, and sometimes they even outrun the Madrid. Yes. And I think it's good for African teams.
Wow.
It's also ginger the others to do more to catch up with the standard set for football. I think now football is not about only European teams.
Yes.
But it's about who knows play best. It's not about Europe or American.
Yes. But so definitely I know visit this particular competition. They played the final in 2020 against Chelsea. Now 2021 against Chelsea. They also were representing the finals in 2022 against the same Real Madrid side. So definitely, as you are saying, as you are claiming, world football is not only about Europe now. Saudi, Asia, everywhere you go, definitely people are representing on a strong foot. As you can see, the Saudi Pro League and Al-Hilal has definitely put their front foot forward in this first 45, and they do not just have any sort of players, or we should say lesser known players. They have Joao Cancelo, they have João Neves, Ruben Neves, I should say. They have Koulibaly, they have Salem, they have Yassine Bono, they have Maicon. They have a lot of players that are represented well, have represented themselves well in their footballing career, have played in Europe as well, and have the experience to showcase that goodness on that score. And they definitely have done that.
for me, I think the investment also counts.
Okay.
Those that are paying well, they did a lot of investment.
Obviously.
They are paying the players well. They are
buying expensive players, world-class players.
Proper infrastructures.
Obviously.
They are putting up proper pitches. And I think football is not about only players. It goes with infrastructures.
Yes.
And I think Africa are doing well. Out of that, you could see that it's paying off for most of the continent or the countries that are putting more investment to the football.
Yes, obviously. With the clubs that represented Africa, Mamolili Sanders, with that Casablanca, we have Al-Ali, and all those players, all those teams are definitely put a lot of investment into their leagues. That is why they are definitely being represented on the Club World Cup stage as well. So definitely your points are well valid.
So now if you look at our local league, those young teams from League One that have come because of proper investment that they did, they perform on the national league.
National league as well.
If you are a big team and you are not putting up proper investment or there, but your team cannot perform.
Look, you seem to be speaking to some genuine teams or some teams in Ghana. You want to mention your name? It looks like you are talking about our problem. This is a problem that I'm very used to. So if you advise Ghanaian teams, you are saying you should invest into the football. Right?
You know, you know.
Yes, we should invest into. I should say we. Say they. We should invest into our football.
If I say they, because they are running affairs.
Obviously.
You are not running affairs.
Yes.
Say Kotoko,
Hatofok,
and those. They, if I use they, meaning that those are running the team.
Yes.
Should be up and doing. And make sure that they put up proper investment, not investment sake, but proper investment. I mean, where the players sleep, because if you don't sleep, I don't think they can go and stand on the pitch
and play for 90 minutes.
Better football.
Yes.
What you eat, the type of the type of training they give, the type of food that all kind of things. Because if you go to Europe, those things are well structured.
Exactly. The player diet, player sleeping patterns, player behavior, and the way they transition from one place to the other, even traveling. We have some players moving on buses to a far distance. There are various things that happen in
centers and
you know.
It's not about only the pitch, but it goes beyond. I mean, pitch that makes them, play better when
given the opportunity.
Are due.
Yes.
They put up a proper performance.
So
I think we should look at those things and learn, because Ghana have a lot of talent that they can do what other teams are doing here. But because of improper,
investment
structures
or investment. Okay.
We cannot, go far.
All
There's
right.
a lot of talent in Ghana that when they travel outside, you could see they are performing well.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So my takeaway from this particular conversation, I'm so glad we had this conversation, is that we should just not do investment, but we should do proper investment into African football and Ghanaian football as we speak. Sir, I would like to take your first thoughts. Hello, sir. Hello. Oh, Charlie, the boys don't want to talk. Oh, why you both do me like that? You both for talk. All right, so I can still see Guinness Smooth going through. Make sure you grab a bottle of cold, chilled Guinness Smooth. Feel the difference in Guinness Smooth. This is a viewing party proudly brought to you by Guinness Smooth and Sporty FM Sporty TV. We are here live and in color at the Ghana Communications Technology University, ready for the second half between Real Madrid and Al-Hilal. It's been a first half showing of amazing football. Definitely, we're getting back to the second half. So I can see changes have been made. We have other been making his way onto the pitch. I don't know who was that particular score. We'll really get onto the commentary. Yes, Guinness Smooth.
All right, so second half about to kick off. This is Real Madrid versus Al-Hilal on Sporty FM 106 megahertz and Accra 102.5 megahertz in Takrady and 91.3 megahertz inside of Kumasi. It's one apiece. After 45 minutes, the second half has resumed with Real Madrid looking to nick the lead. Are they going to be able to do it? There has been one substitution already. Ada Goulet has been introduced. And remember, this is proudly sponsored by Guinness. And this has some big news. We now have 2 Guinness stouts available for you. And just as I was announcing that a big for Real Madrid, they weren't able to capitalize, but the ball is still alive. It's crossed in at the far post, and that would be a goal. Is that a foul? Referee whistles for an attempted bicycle kick. But the ball crossed the line. Did the ball cross the line? And we see Vinicius Jr. beats his man for the first time. It rocks the crossbar. Ball is reloaded. The hint of offside cleared by Koulibaly. And then Jr. lifts it. Ball floats in the air. But Bono is able to keep it out just fine. Is there a goal here, Nate?
Well, if the ball had crossed and all, the referee's watch would have told us.
Now pass, tries it, but Hoyson will clear. And Jude Bellingham, I think, has taken a more advanced role. Remember, this is proudly sponsored by Guinness, and Guinness has big news. We now have 2 Guinness stouts available for you. Yes, 2. Go to your nearest bar and order either your favorite Guinness for an extra stout for a less bitter, lighter option. Order the new Guinness stout.
Bad choice from Vinny.
Bad choice from Vinny. I couldn't get the message across. But Guinness, black shines brightest. Drink responsibly, not for sale to persons under the ages of 18 and not recommended for a pregnant woman. Back to the matter. Al-Hilal have come under pressure.
Just plug in and say that I can see some lovely looking Guinness bottles on our left hand side. People should just go and grab a Guinness and enjoy, because that's why we are here. Guinness are the people making all of this possible. So yes, when the lovely ladies come around with the Guinness, please take a sample and enjoy.
All right, so the message is simple. Guinness, black shines brightest. Please go for it. It's always available at the bar near you. Back to the game. Al-Hilal have been pinned back at the start of this second half. 3 minutes and Real Madrid already with 2 big chances. The game will restart in earnest. And at the moment, Madrid are having a very swell time. Jude Bellingham, offensive duties in this second half. Gonzalo Garcia with the goal for them. Hilal will look to open them up in the fullback areas. Ball goes all the way back to defense. Is strung along, goes wide again. And will we have the cross? Malcolm with the ball, with the dummy. But loses control of it. And it will be restarted. Real Madrid, that should be a foul. Referee waves for the advantage. Vinicius Jr. in possession of the ball. It goes back to the middle. Excellent play from Real Madrid. It's Jude Bellingham. takes the ball wide. Rodrigo fails to beat his man. And ball is crossed back in. Ping pong in the penalty box. Real Madrid have a free kick. A referee wants to go on. Hands pointing in the forward direction. Vinicius Jr. Fran Garcia. Vinicius Jr. tries to lay it across again. Can't man. Garcia takes the ball back. It's a big, big opportunity. Freddy Valverde with a shot, but is left-footed and it's off target. I think he was calling for those fouls earlier. Kobe Perry, great start from Real Madrid this second half.
Obviously, so it shows that definitely that halftime talk has worked. Definitely Real Madrid coming into the second half with a bit urgency, a bit sense of urgency. I could see them moving on the front foot, pushing the attack. They have had a couple of chances in the first 5 minutes of the second half. It looks like they have their heads on right at this particular point in time, and they are definitely controlling the affairs of the game.
In full control at the moment, but trust Simeone Inzaghi to strategy. And yes, let me again. Brilliant in the first half. They lose possession once again. So Ada Gule.
Yeah, Ada Gule came on at the start of the second half, so I will have to check. I think Chapin number 35. It must have been one of the Gonzalo
Garcia.
Real Madrid's no, I doubt. I think it's okay. Raul Asensio. So Real Madrid they moved out one defender.
They probably put Tchouaméni in the center.
And it looks like they've moved Tchouaméni into the center of defense, right? To bring in some extra creativity. You know, look, I think that they are all like what will get this team to be fluid as they play this game, as the season plays out and all of that.
And that is a big chance for Al-Hilal. Ball dropped loose and Leonardo failed to hit the target. But Dean Huijsen, what an error, because that was a ball to be cleared. I mean, was very, very lax about it. Big chance, and Simeone Inzaghi, hands on his head, cannot believe what a missed opportunity this is. Big chance.
That was a chance.
In games like this, of this magnitude, you'd expect to take full advantage. But here's Vinicius Jr. on his bike once again. Does not get to the ball. They'll look to recycle it, move ahead in possession. But Hilal, who are so dominant in the central areas, will go all the way back to Bono and relaunch the attack. The ball goes wide again. And Al-Hilal on the move, laid forward, but that is a poor pass. Aurelien Tchouaméni will pick it up. Ball to Dean Huijsen. In the center of the pitch, ball goes wide, and Vinicius Jr. is always the first option.
I think that now you can tell that they are more deliberate in trying to bring Vinny in, trying to get the ball to him, see what he can.
But he's not winning that battle against João Cancelo.
Well, that is true. So I wonder, what does it mean? Does it mean that Real Madrid will have to let the fullback, unleash the fullback a bit more to take away Cancelo's threat and allow Vinny Jr. to cause havoc? Kobe?
I think watching Vinny Jr. at the end of the season, last 10 games, and now, I do not know what is wrong, but I feel I don't know whether he's spent or he's too tired, but I feel that he has hit a certain peak where he cannot go beyond. I don't see the surging runs. I do not see that energy that he used to see. For the last 10 games of the season, and now, he looks so gone. He looks so tired. His hands are on his waist half of the time in the game. He cannot make those. He has not even done one take on past João Cancelo. He takes it on the right and then passes the ball. Because he obviously looks tired. His hands are akimbo. He's almost lacing his shoes. I saw a stat that he has 63 minutes of lacing shoes. 63 minutes of lacing shoes.
Counting.
You do not see. When I saw the stat, no. And do you know who beats him in that stat? Brian Mbuemo has 65 minutes of lacing shoes.
and he still scored that many for Brentford.
Yes, because I understand. Looking at two players with the way they play,
Brilliant,
obviously,
brilliant from Al-Hilal.
beautiful interchange.
Well, I think it's been a more lively second half for both of the teams. Al-Hilal trying to stamp their authority in the middle of the pitch. They just need a bit of end product to their game. But here's Rodrigo again. I don't think you have too long on the pitch. Maybe 60, 65 minutes. He might probably go off. But he's given them great options already and assist. And here's your man, Hoyson, who loses the ball. But that will be a free kick to Real Madrid in very, very dangerous territory. Very dangerous territory, I think, Nathan.
Well, yeah, it's a very interesting run by Howson. He decided not to pass, but to break the line. Sometimes you need that. A player who takes initiative, breaks the line, takes it forward. You catch the opposing defense off guard. You can go and cause problems. It's a very, very good position for Real Madrid. Let's see if they can take shot. But I think it's important to remind our listeners that, of course, we are GCTU, powered by Guinness. Guinness making this experience wonderful. And Sporty FM's coverage of the Club World Cup is proudly brought to you by Electroland. They have their promo going on. Go to their shops and buy some great stuff at great discounts. So that's what they are offering us in these wonderful times.
And free projectors as well. I just made someone get a 63-inch, and he told me he got a free projector as well.
Wow.
Yes.
Wonderful.
From Electroland.
Wonderful from Electroland.
They are saying that the CD is gaining on the dollar, so definitely a lot of discounts are there to give. So get to the Electroland stores and make sure you cop yourself some. Definitely.
Big chance for Hilal. Can he hold on to the ball? And he makes that beautiful run. One-on-one now. But Thibaut Courtois will reach that.
Nice cover. Nice cover by Frank Garcia. Nice cover.
But Eustace, that's about the third counter I've seen from Al-Hilal.
What was that from Arnold?
I don't know whether it's just the game or it is structural. But Xabi Alonso needs to look at it carefully and try to fix it for Real Madrid.
From Vinicius to Rodrigo. But they will not find any pathway. Hilal still on the ball. Keeping possession of the ball. Lots of tackles flying in. It's quite physical on the field at the moment. But Ada Güler, who has come onto the pitch, has had his share already, Nathan.
Eustace, I want you to notice something. So you mentioned the fact that clearly Xabi Alonso trusts Aurelien Tchouameni enough to make him the controller of the midfield. But when you said that, it came to my mind. Aurelien Tchouameni is known to be a box-to-box player. He's not that type of player who has that flair, that oozing confidence to be able to break the lines of a midfield. That is why when you take out Raul Asensio, you make Aurelien Tchouameni go back into center back. That is the type of player he is. That's the simple passes, square passes. He's not that type of player who can control your midfield. So it looks like by hook or crook, Real Madrid definitely needs to get a center man.
Well, it looks obvious.
I think they are
Vinicius
missing a
goes down
controller.
again. Referee says play on. No complaints from Vinicius this time around. Ada Güler. And that is a big opportunity. Shot is deflected. Does it go out for a corner kick? It will stay in place. João Cancelo hits it. It's chested down. Great control from Hilal. And that should be a free kick. Linesman says throwing. Surprisingly, referee has been quite strict. Fran Garcia takes the throw-in. Fran Garcia takes the throw-in. Right. And here's Real Madrid. Rodrigo on the right-hand side. Is he going to get that cross in? Ball is blocked for a throw-in to Real Madrid. Quickly taken. Is he going to hand it over? Yes, he would. And Roberto Carlos. For all those who know him, he's done wonderfully well for Real Madrid and Brazil. No nonsense at left back a few decades ago.
And an amazing left foot. A left foot to die for. with power.
It doesn't only have power, it has bend, it has everything, that left foot. I saw an ad of him hitting a basketball and it got best.
All right, so here's Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid are on the attack. And Bono will pick that up all day long. And Hilal will restart. But this first 15 minutes of the second half have been quite interesting. A few tactical alterations. And Kosi, what do you make of it so far?
I mean, absolutely fantastic game. Al-Hilal are holding their own. Their goalkeeper, Bono, who has gone pro. Can we call him Pro Bono? If he catches for free, is on it. Absolutely. But then again, 61 minutes played so far, Eustace. And the game is about coming to life. Real Madrid are not playing like their usual scintillating selves. Al-Hilal have shown they have quality. 30 minutes to go. Enough to sustain that quality, or Real Madrid can't find something. It is looking so as we do go along. But then again, I mean, I feel this has been one of the most balanced games I've watched in the Club World Cup. Real Madrid have not run away with it. So Vinicius on the left, he takes his man on, and he gives the ball away. Very characteristic of him. Does all the work. End product is 0. And Al-Hilal would build up from the back. Absolutely fantastic cross-field pass to the captain of the side. He takes his man on. Fantastic pass. And he gets to it. Real Madrid on the push. Can Al-Hilal find that stinger? That second goal that would condemn this Real Madrid team to the verge of defeat. But I mean, Nathan Kwao has been following this with us. So has Kobe Perry right here at the Ghana Communication Technology University, or Technology Communication University, however you want to see it or say it. And this is probably powered by Guinness. Kawawa is laughing. He's laughing at. He's having an absolutely fantastic time watching this particular game. Ball goes all the way to the right. Al-Hilal will concede a throw-in. But we have substitution. Hamad is coming on. Hamad is coming on. He's coming on to replace João Cancelo, who was cancelled out at the right side of defense. So Hamad Al-Yami and Mohamed Al-Katani have come on for Al-Hilal. Mohamed Al-Katani has come on for Al-Hilal. And João Cancelo has gone off. Former Manchester City back, João Cancelo has gone off. And Al-Hilal with the throw. But I mean, Nathan Kwao, have you been impressed so far by this Al-Hilal team? And have they put on a good exhibition for Saudi football?
I think they have. I mean, they started really well, partly down to the fact that I thought they were better accustomed to the weather and they had more chemistry about them. Started well, got themselves an equalizer after going down. But in the second half, they've not been as threatening as, as we would have wanted. And so they've had to make changes. I think that they've held their own really well. On the break, we've seen the kind of questions they can ask Real Madrid. So Real Madrid will be they won't have to be very careful of this side. As they overcommit to go and get the winner, they need to be very sure as to what's happening. But Real Madrid themselves have made changes. Trent Alexander-Arnold got 64 minutes under his belt. He's gone off. Rodrigo is gone off as well. And then Vasquez and Diaz will come on to see what they can do to help Real Madrid. So Al-Hilal have held their own. Let's see how they fare. Now that some of the more illustrious players have left, let's see what their replacements can offer. Let's see how they can respond to the changes that Real Madrid are making now.
Absolutely. Real Madrid don't seem to be getting it right. So they changed their entire right side. They brought on Brahim Diaz. and Lucas Vasquez, who a lot of people anticipate is on his way. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the hero villain at the same time from the Cup, has made his exit, and Lucas Vasquez has replaced him. But then again, Al-Hilal on the ball. They are looking to build very patient. 65 minutes on the clock. Remember, this is powered by Guinness. Wherever you are listening to us, grab a Guinness now. Now they've got the Guinness Smooth and the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout for a lot of different people. Just grab a Guinness and your football experience will never be the same again. Electroland are ensuring as well that we bring you coverage of the FIFA Club World Cup. 106.1, your voice of 66 minutes played. Brahim Diaz on the ball. Real Madrid will build ever so intricately from the back in the middle. Ball goes to the left. But Eustace, have you seen anything significantly different in the way Real Madrid are playing? Have you seen a stamp of Xabi Alonso on this team yet?
Well, yeah, you could say that those diagonal passes and trying to play the inverted fullbacks, and that is a shot from Real Madrid. Arda Güler trying to get one on target. But we've been joined by the main man, Gary Al Smith, who's been enjoying this game with a bottle of Guinness. A bowl of Guinness. There's enough to go around the table. But Gary, this has been a very interesting game. They've cancelled each other out. Hilal have come to the party. They've held their own against a very, very strong Real Madrid side who look like they have not yet gelled together. A few system trials, I would say, from Xabi Alonso.
You mean Makwe?
They are far they are far away from being a finished product.
Sure. I mean, new coach, new system. There's a lot of chopping and changing to come. I was listening to Perry, and he was saying that, look, it will take some time, give him a few games, and I think it will be very unfair on the man to judge him based on this. But you get the idea of what he wants to do. I saw a tweet from our colleague Asare Boedu saying that the right of Real Madrid is leaking, and there's no guessing who is on that side of Charlie. The guy just plays some, and this is like 20 minutes into the game. Oh, they won't stress the boy. You know, the Trent haters are plenty, but he needs time. But in as much as he needs time, I think that they need to find a solution to his very well-known and obvious flaws. You know, otherwise it's not going to be a good look. For Al-Hilal, I'm also impressed with the fact that, I mean, remember, this is a new coach as well.
Yeah.
So this is a settled team. It's a new coach who wants to have new ideas into the side. Some of their more illustrious players have also left. Hello, Neymar.
No, but Gary, what's this obsession with playing a fullback to invert as a midfielder?
Real Madrid, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think it's just a Xabi Alonso thing. I heard again you
Mikel
saying
Arteta
that he likes to the inverted style of play and come
into the holding field
it's
role.
something he's known for.
Yeah,
but remember, he has also said in his first press conference or second one, he was asked about his style and what we should expect.
Yeah.
He said he'll be the first to say that what he played at Bayer Leverkusen obviously cannot be cut and paste to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Different players, different systems, different team ethos, different team culture. So he's going to adapt. And that's what a lot of people want to see.
Yeah.
You know, so I doubt this guy here is going to have one style. He's going to adapt according to the opposition.
Right.
And I think we should give him some time. As for, and this man too, Arda Güler,
Yeah.
he's one of the players that most of us are desperate to see succeed at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
It's a foregone conclusion that he will succeed in life, right? But, you know, you want a player like him to be given the chance to succeed at a club like Real Madrid. And I'm hoping that Xabi Alonso will have the patience for him and allow him enough game time to complement and add to the quality that Real Madrid have as well. I think he can take his opportunity also.
Yeah. So, brilliant analysis. Arda Güler, we all know the talent he possesses. He's just not had enough playing time. But will he be given that opportunity under Xabi Alonso?
And the last thing I'll say as well is that, you see, the Heat so far has been a leveler in the tournament.
Yeah.
Right? The team that have surprised me the most in relation to the Heat has to be PSG. They completely they completely ignored it. And they say something about the way they have been setting up, the way they have been going. And I mean, they didn't do it against any mean side. They did it against Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone's sides are supposed to be well drilled. They are supposed to be the sides that know how to run. You know, they have that sort of discipline going. So for them to have done what they did against Atletico Madrid, I think was rather impressive. But otherwise, Charlie, a lot of the other teams have suffered. We've seen some of the teams complaining about the heat and stuff like that. But it's a good exercise for them. Maybe they there, maybe they see say, Charlie, you know. Maybe they say, no be easy, lads. Yeah, and the humidity as well. Yeah, it's been 80s. So the temperature. Yeah. What we are seeing is like they are playing at like 3 p.m. kickoffs in there.
And that's a big hit. Can they finish it? Poor shot blasted over the bar.
Yeah.
Wow.
These
What
are
an
the
opportunity.
opportunities Al-Hilal will have to take. Remember what we said. Now they are playing a bit on the break. They are quick to get the ball, quick to go down the other side on the transition. But they need to start taking advantage of some of these opportunities. They've had a few. This is a very good one. You have to make the keeper work for this, but that's a really bad choice.
Bad choice. It is Leonardo, Marcos Leonardo. He has had a lot of opportunities in the first half as well.
And of course, Salem Aldelsky, right?
Yeah, Salem has been great.
He's the guy who scored against Argentina in the World Cup.
Yeah.
As well.
So
they say he's from Osu Salem.
Because he says he's from Osu Salem. But he's been brilliant on the wing. He's given them a lot of trouble. He was against Trent most of the time. And that is why, as I said earlier, that area was leaking. He's very, very skilled. The end product is a bit...
But there's a question I want to ask. I mean, now that we are here, and Real Madrid have the opportunity at the penalty box.
And wow! What a shot! Fede Valverde, we know him to hit it more powerfully than this.
Well, he hit it with his left foot. So,
but Fede's left foot is stronger than most people's stronger feet. So yeah, I think the ball just didn't land properly for him, and he used the inside of his foot. Yeah, he didn't put his laces through it.
Yeah, I think Gary was making a point.
Yeah, he said he had a question.
Yeah, I have a question about this whole Club World Cup and the presentation and how very American it's been.
Yeah.
You know, the whole NBA style admission, the players coming inside and the music and the whole thing. I don't know what you guys think of it. Clearly, they want to adapt the tournament to the market, to get local people to appreciate it more.
That's true. I guess that is an admission that this is not a market that really embraces football or soccer, as they call it, stateside. So they are trying to just employ things that they know.
All manner of things.
All manner of things to get them into the ground. I think what hasn't helped, for example, is getting, for example, when they played Chelsea, the game was played on the East Coast.
Yeah.
LAFC are a West Coast team. So clearly nobody will go and watch the game. And the stadium was practically empty. So I guess it's some of the things FIFA needs to think about ahead of the next World Cup. Somebody will argue and say, the next World Cup won't have West Coast teams and East Coast teams, blah, blah, blah. But this is a brilliant test case for FIFA to know that, for example, if you have Spain, where would you put Spain? Would you go and put them in the middle part of the U.S.? Nobody will go and watch.
What's it called? Arizona and
if you put them
Nebraska
in the Raptors, nobody will go. If you put them in Angeles, yes, people will go and watch them because they are Spanish speakers. So I hope they learn some of these nuances. But I just find all the things they are trying really interesting. It tells me of an organization that sees the geographic location of a competition and is trying to see how we can get people to come out and watch.
And I also think that sometimes we are a bit too hard on FIFA. See, we've spent the last part of the last 40 years having football being played in only a certain part of the world. This new FIFA boss, he's a lot of things people don't like. But he's a Democrat when it comes to the football. He says he's taking the game truly global. He's taking it to places where ordinarily you will not have it. So I know the traditional powerhouses will say, tournament like this should be in a Spain or in a Germany or in a... he will take the next one to Bahrain or Oman or something like that, where the people wear Mayafi and Burqa and things.
Gary, when will he come to Ghana?
You say?
Well,
where he come Ghana, where they go play for?
Sure. You think?
Presec Park.
Wait. You think Honorable Atufosin is going to say and sign check for some of the things FIFA wants?
He has to force.
Sure. He has to force. Atu has to be forcing. No, but on a more serious note, you see, the new generation of football fans are not like the older generation. You need to literally beg them to watch the game.
Yeah.
So you see, Infantino was bringing speed to the games. He did a live stream with speed, but on the opening ceremony, he let him sit in his chair, you know, and all those things. And I saw all these English pundits and things saying the game is gone. Oh, get out of here, man.
I mean,
the next gen football fans, they are going to start demanding that it should be played in quarters. There's a whole lot of research that says that it's people, a lot of not even the Gen Zs, the next generation, or the generation Alpha.
Yes.
Their attention span will be so short that we might have to consider playing football first quarter, second half, first quarter, second quarter, because they don't get time like that.
With the clock running backwards.
Yeah, they don't get time like that. So these are all things that we need to look at, even as we want football to be a traditional sport, to be pure and all that. You know, we have to applaud FIFA for trying some of these new things as well.
Well, I think every institution or brand that doesn't evolve fades over time. We've seen
adapt or die.
so many examples of that. Yeah, it's over a century now. Yeah, so I mean, great innovations. I mean, you might have different perspectives to it, but I think it's great that they are trying to modernize the game to fit the new generation of fans. But back to the game, 77 minutes, and Real Madrid are still in deadlocked at 1-0 against Al-Hilal. It will restart. Al-Hilal in possession of the ball. We've seen the tempo rise and drop so many times because of the heat, mainly, Nathan, I would say, because it's a pedestrian pace for 5 minutes, and then the tempo goes up. So one team tries to force an opener from somewhere. But with the last 10 minutes, no team has shown any promising signs. But Kosi, do you think that Real Madrid have that quality to unleash something to win this game?
I mean, absolutely. They are currently on the attack. But Al-Hilal are very... I'll probably put down coaching. They've got a very good coach. But Real Madrid have quality within their ranks. And that quality would come to bear. And it shows you that, listen, class is permanent. For a lot of these players, they play with some amazing players, the raps of them, and they are playing some amazing football. I mean, Al-Hilal, ideally, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, you didn't expect to be on this pedestal. But you look at the players they brought in, the investment in Saudi football, and you realize it's done a great deal. Fantastic ball to the right side. Ball goes into the box. Can Real Madrid clear? They would. And they would hit Al-Hilal on the counter-attack. Brahim Diaz on the right side. Can he find anybody? He takes his man on, but then again, Al-Hilal will cover. And they do it so effortlessly, Nathan. They look very tactically disciplined.
They are. I mean, you can tell that the familiarity is already there. And Inzaghi has added a thing or two. And they seem to know what to do, especially on the break. It's kind of fascinating. I may be cramped. He's suffering from tired legs and cramps and tired muscles, so he can't take. But Real Madrid are making a change. Vinny Jr. is going off with about 10 or so minutes
look
left.
At him.
Yeah, and he's had an absolutely terrible game.
Yeah, Victor Munoz is on. Kobe.
Well, I've always said, in this whole 80 minutes so far, Real Madrid has not have any prolific center points. They had Gonzalo Garcia. He was looking jittery. They changed for Brahim Diaz, who was moved to the right side. So they don't have any center point who is heading the attack, who is the target man in this particular game. So they can work the ball throughout the midfield. When it gets into the 18-yard box, there's no one there to touch in, to move in, to make those runs for that particular clinical finish. And that is what they are facing in this particular last 10 minutes of this particular game.
Well, let's see what they can do. Interesting pace from Munoz, but he was bullied off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you experience within the ranks of Al-Hilal. I mean, come on, they've been composed, they've been amazing, they've been tactically disciplined, they've showed great fight, and that brings me back to, for example, the performance of African teams in the Club World Cup. Perhaps if they had been more composed, would have seen results. Yesterday, Mamelodi Sundowns won their game. They didn't have a choice but to win that game against the rider from Korea, are they?
Yes, Osan.
Yes, really have a choice but to win that particular game, and they went out there and did. But the rest of the teams today, we saw with that up against Man City. I felt they gave a good account of themselves. Ali have a point in the bag as well. But then again, Al-Hilal have showed that the stature of a team doesn't matter. They believe in themselves. But Real Madrid, it's not over yet for them. They've worked the ball to the right, and Al-Hilal will clear. I mean, Eustace, I mean, this is a great team.
Performance from a great team with a great coach. Real Madrid will look to introduce Luka Modric, tons of experience, and I was expecting a lot more substitutions under the circumstances than what we've had. The Croatian flag is on the screen. Luka Modric coming on for Real Madrid. Who does he replace? Takes a few instructions from Xabi Alonso, but the corner kick will be taken. It's floated, is an in-swinger. Header is poor. Goes off target. Dean Huijsen, I believe, with the last touch. Does it take a deflection? That should be another corner. I think referee points to the corner flag, and that is a second corner in as many minutes. But Hilal will run the substitutions. Two more players coming onto the pitch. Luka Modric also coming on to effect some changes. 10 or so minutes remain. Hilal look to make a substitution. Lodi and Marcos Leonardo, who have been great, will be withdrawn. Al-Habi and Al-Juwa will come on for Al-Hilal. They look spent, but what a disciplined performance this has been. They have been great. The atmosphere is a bit quiet in the stadium, in the Hard Rock Stadium, but corner will be taken again. Cleared at the near post. Will be relaunched. Header is won. Turns his man inside out. It's Ada Gule, but he's dispossessed of the ball. Does he win another corner? That will be a goal kick. And the change will now be Jude Bellingham will be withdrawn for Luka Modric, the most decorated player for Real Madrid. Luka Modric, he comes on to replace Jude Bellingham, whose younger brother Bellingham has joined Borussia Dortmund. What a stellar family they are, Nathan.
I don't know what's next for Job. Real Madrid, you never know, but he has to prove himself. But I think that you mentioned it's a very interesting path they've chosen. From English Championship to German Bundesliga. Who knows where Job will go next? But it's a fascinating story of the Bellinghams and what they want to do. But Real Madrid have got, 7-8 minutes or so to see if they can win this tie. They've had to make changes. The weather has leveled things, and as Gary said, it's allowed Al-Hilal to have a say in this game and to feel that they are still part of it, right? And Real Madrid will have to dig deep. They won't have to see what they can find if they are to win this game, if they are to start their Club World Cup campaign with a win. It won't come easy. It won't come easy at all. They will have to fight for it.
All right, so Florentino Perez in your shot. 6 minutes of regulation time remain. He looks in a very pensive mood. He wants that victory for Real Madrid, but here they go, trying to up the tempo a bit. A ball is in the middle of the pitch. Luka Modric is in the mix somewhere. You can always expect him to have that deadly touch. Here he is on the ball. Turns round. Finds Dean Huijsen, who moves in. Takes the ball wide. Will be crossed inwards. Who's there? Headed out by Koulibaly once again. Modric trying to play short within those spaces, but Hilal have the opportunity. It's 1v1. Can he beat him? Holds on to the ball a bit too longer. And that is a true pass. But Thibaut Courtois will take that all day long. A bit of inexperience, I think, from Al-Hilal striker. But here's Real Madrid. The runs are not as fluid as we would expect them to be. In the middle of the pitch, they will string a few passes together. Goes wide again. Are they going to float the ball in? Luka Modric directing affairs. He receives the ball now. The ball? No. He switches flanks. Here's Madrid again. Back to Madrid, who's the orchestrator in chief. Onto the ball. Fede Valverde goes to Lucas Vasquez. He brings it inwards. Ala Goulet. Can he find that touch? Brilliant pass. But blocked once again from Hilal. Real Madrid will look to relaunch it. It's Luka Modric on the ball again. Controlling affairs since he came on. It's Vasquez, who's captain, takes that armband and takes charge of the right wing. Would he be able to penetrate? Cross comes in. Are we going to get a header? Will there be some last-minute drama? Holds his face, but referee right on the spot says foul. Real Madrid asking for a penalty. Asking for a penalty, but that VAR, just look at that. And that's his hands behind him. He has eyes only for the ball. And I don't think that would be a penalty because referee rightly weaves play on. Luka Modric. Luka Modric will have a word with the referee. And what will the final decision be? Plays at a standstill. Will the VAR have a word or two with the referee? What is it going to be? It's Fran Garcia, who has a cut lip from an accidental hand in the face. Is this being looked at, Nathan?
I don't know. I'll find it really, not really, but a little puzzling because I thought that it was fair. The player had eyes on the ball, eyes for the ball. He wanted to shield or prevent the Real Madrid player from getting to it. So I don't know whether it will be judged as violent play or bad conduct and all of that. But
so I don't. Al-Qahtani, I believe.
Yes, Al-Qahtani. I don't understand why there's a long look at this. I'm puzzled, really.
Possible penalty, VAR check, and that would be so unfair, I would say. But Ruben Neves gets the yellow card.
Charlie, I'm on for trouble too. I'm on for trouble too. What's
so VAR.
Don't play. Don't do that.
But he's got eyes.
That.
He's got eyes only for the ball.
Don't do that.
Trying to shield the ball, Al-Qahtani.
Don't do that, Charlie.
Was there contact?
There was contact.
But that contact does not.
But then again, football is a contact sport.
It's a contact sport, but you see, it's an unnatural position.
How so?
You understand?
The ball is gone. He's trying to stop the player from.
Yes, it's an outstretched arm. It is
but
it is
his
intentional.
arms in a natural position. I think
his hands are not in a natural
that is
position.
the main question.
It is an outstretched arm.
I think this might be given.
The player.
But the second question is,
yes.
the second question is, did it happen inside the box?
It happened
inside
the box.
That's not in doubt.
It's an outstretched ball. It's a penalty. It's a clear penalty. It's a clear penalty. According to the rules of the game, that's a clear penalty. His hands are in an unnatural position. It's an intentional outstretched arm. So it's a penalty.
Kawawa says this is a penalty.
It's a clear penalty.
Kelvin Owusu says this is a penalty.
It's not about what is fair or
Moses
not fair.
Yeboah says
It's
this
a
is
clear
a penalty.
Please.
And what does the referee say?
He will give it.
Penalty.
Oh, man. A beautiful game.
So referee points to the spot.
Come on, penalty.
It's given
penalty.
This is Sofite.
Penalty awarded to Real Madrid. Alca will feel very hard done.
Charlie, travel too.
The investors are celebrating. The ball is not. The ball is not in the net yet, but the investors are looking at a great opportunity for an over 2.5.
Al-Qahtani.
They are looking for a Real Madrid victory.
Charlie, there's a long bet too, please. Don't do
And the
that.
neutrals are crying foul. But then again, it begs the question, was there an offside? I think the VAR would have looked at it before, as the cross came in.
He saw, he turned his head, he watched the player coming, and he now stretched his hand to hit the face.
No, but listen, this is harsh. Very, very harsh. It didn't look like an infringement. It was just a player trying to chart his course in the air. And then he brought, I mean, come on, this is harsh, Eustace.
Well, opinions, but center referee has taken the decision. Ruben Neves, for all his complaints, has received that yellow card.
This is very, very interesting because on Sunday, when we watched the Kotoko against Golden Kicks at the Legon Sports Stadium. No, calm down, calm down. There was a commentator, there was a supporter who said, even Real Madrid, they cheat for them, and here it is.
So Fede Valverde, unlike Kwame Poku in the FA Cup final,
come on,
does not turn his back to
Soft
it.
work.
Fede Valverde misses. Justice is served. Justice is served. Justice is served.
Yasin
What
Bono.
destroy everything. What say everything. What destroy everything.
And so justice is served.
What say everything.
No encroachment.
Akwaye John
gets a chance for the rebound, but Bono.
Yeah, Bono is really proficient with saving the kick. So
I mean, reads the angle of the ball, gets to it.
he read it well.
Fede Valverde
Read it well.
covers his face in shame.
Read it well. Read it well.
Xabi Alonso with a jersey on would have scored this penalty. You would think, Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have put it away. But you have to credit Yasin Bono. Really good with that we saw in the last World Cup. His antics, his ability. So, you know, I'm not surprised he saved that. That wasn't the best of penalties from Valverde. But Bono was up to the task and he saved it. And that's why the score is still 1-1.
All right, so a chance to win the game. 7 minutes of injury time. Al-Qahtani, to make up for his earlier foul, is on the wing. Can he penetrate? Goes all the way back. Al-Hilal trying to make something happen, but they lose the ball, and here's an opportunity for the counter-attack for Real Madrid. And here they go. Ball is down the flank. Who's in support? They don't have enough bodies forward. Ada Goulet on the ball. Is he going to float that one in? Who's making the run? Luka Modric goes left. Ball is floated in. Bono comes out but doesn't receive that. Lucas Vasquez puts it back on. Fede Valverde. Luka Modric hits it first time. Opens up Lucas Vasquez on the wing. He comes back. Ball is floated in. No. Back to Vasquez. They are trying to work this out very, very meticulously. Real Madrid. Luka Modric in the thick of things. Valverde. Back heel. And Real Madrid. Ball is squared. Do we have a shot? It bounces off. And I think that will be a handball. Offside is the call of the referee, Ada Goulet. And what an opportunity. Real Madrid. Gonzalo Garcia with the first goal and the player of the match. He had a few other chances, and this probably will be debatable. Player of the match. Fair to say, Nathan, we haven't had a standout player. So for the one who broke the deadlock, I think that award went to him by default.
Well, yeah, I mean, not a lot of players have really, really stood out. So I guess, the ones who scored and all, they are the ones who are likely to be featured in the sweepstakes for player of the game. So I'm not surprised. I don't think a player really stood out. I don't think a player was head and shoulders above the rest, if you ask me.
All right, so 5 minutes of additional time played out of a possible 7. Real Madrid still looking to nick it. If things stay as they are, Real Madrid will only earn 1 point from a game they thought they could have won. It's probably going to be their most difficult game in the group they find themselves in. And I hear a few people saying Ramontada, but Yasin Bono, pro bono, proficient bono, will grab that all day long. And the familiar scenes that remind us of Richie Dolele Kingston will stay on the turf. But it's 1-1, and that is a replay of the penalty. Fede Valverde, who has so much power in both feet, hits a very, very feeble penalty kick. 6 minutes played out of a possible 7. A look at the statistics tell us Real Madrid dominated over all possession with 53% to Al-Hilal's 47. 16 shots to 13. Real Madrid have slightly edged it. They don't have a winner to show for it. An in-swinger, but that will be cleared. Chouameni asking for it. Gonzalo Garcia in a hurry to restart the play. But Yasin Bono, how phenomenal has he been for Al-Hilal in the closing stages of this game, Kosi?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Bono has been fantastic. I don't know whether it's from Bono or Hafo, but he's been absolutely fantastic. He has been a very key stalwart for this particular team. I mean, we know him from his days in Spain, etc. Absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. But credit to this Al-Hilal team. They've held their own against one of the best teams in the world, and we should give them credit. We'll keep a keen eye on them throughout the competition, because if they keep playing like this, I believe that they would go far, Eustace.
Well, their discipline could just have earned them a victory. That cross is overhit. Will that be a corner kick? And yes, that will be a corner kick. And I think that will be the last attacking play of this game. Xabi Alonso cannot believe it. Cleans a few beads of sweat down his face. And what a game. What an opportunity to have wrapped up all 3 points. A corner kick to be taken by Hilal. Everybody behind the ball in the scorching. Will the referee allow the passage of play? Last chance to Al-Hilal. They go all the way back to Bono, who hits it long. They reach out. They have the ball. Another opportunity to attack. Here's Hilal. Can they find that pass? Yes, they do. This will be the last play of the game, certainly. 1-on-1. Is he able to square it? Do we have a chance for a shot? He dummies, and that is a big, big clearance. Real Madrid will see that one out. Very, very disciplined. Tactically, you would say, Hilal. And yes, Real Madrid. Can they go on to steal it? Where's the true pass? There are fans calling for the referee, but he takes one for the team. 7 minutes are up. We are a minute and a half more past the promised time of 7 minutes. It's 8.5 minutes. Real Madrid, can they steal it? They will have their turn. There's a corner for Real Madrid. Shouts all over the pitch. But I dare say, Nathan, a 1-1 result is a fair one. An outswinger this time. Where's the header? It's Ada Gula with the first shot. Fede Valverde, can he make up for it? It bounces off a couple of defenders, but Yasin Bono certainly would have the last touch of this game. Hilal seem to be satisfied. It's a good day at the office because a point against the record holders of the Club World Cup and the UEFA Champions League is success on a match day, Nathan.
Well, it says they'll be very happy with this point. They conceded first, fought back. It could have been worse. It could have been 2-1, but it didn't happen. Al-Hilal will be very happy with the point. Yasin Bono, their savior, ultimately. And they walk away with a point. Very good way to start the competition. Xabi Alonso will ask himself a few questions, but I guess when everything settles, he'll tell himself, that is all part of preseason. It's all part of the new chapter. It's all part of the baby steps they are taking as a team that's trying to go in a different direction.
Absolutely. So that was an amazing game. But before we leave, we have a trophy presentation. I heard there was a tournament earlier, and the winners are here. So if you are the winners of that, please join us as we do that trophy presentation.
All right, please, we are doing a trophy presentation. The players, please, can come for us to present a trophy.